What's up, guys? So, this vlog is taking a somewhat unexpected turn here. So, I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about what's going on. I don't think I've mentioned it. I've had some pain, like in my right hip area, since the end of prep. I kind of figured it was just overuse, doing a lot of cardio. Whatever. So I let it go and figured I would recover as I was eating more, coming out of prep, getting into off season, and it didn't happen. The pain stuck around. So long story short, I finally gave in. I made an appointment with a really well-known and recommended orthopedic surgeon that's local to me, Dr. Victor Prisk, if you're in the Pittsburgh area. And I went in yesterday morning and he took some x-rays of, my pelvis and my lower spine so that we could see what's going on. I have like a cat hair or something in my eye. It's driving me nuts. So we took the x-rays and he took a look at them and he found several things. So the main root cause is what we thought was scoliosis is actually some spinal fractures that healed. So I'm thinking that this happened when I was probably like a teenager, because that's when we discovered my scoliosis. So my L3 to L5 were fractured at some point, and they fused together when they healed, and they didn't stay straight. The way that it healed, like, pulled it tight on one side, and so they kind of caused the curve, so that the side where the vertebrae fused together pulled tighter as it was healing. That's what caused the curve. So that is what is making my hips imbalanced, or slightly off level, whatever, which is causing some of the hip pain. But what he saw on the x-ray was because of the imbalances and the unevenness that I am developing arthritis and degenerative joint disease. And he said that the hip joint is very narrow. There's not a lot of fluid left in it. So yeah, that's not the best news. On top of that, my acetabulum, part of my hip joint, sticks out a little further on that side, sticks out a little further than normal. And so every time I would squat, my femur and acetabulum would be smashing everything in between them. So there's a lesion there, which would indicate that I probably also have maybe some labrum tears in there from continuing to force myself to squat ass to grass, and just assuming it was a form issue and I could fix it over time and just force myself into doing it right. So he recommended that I go to physical therapy and do not squat past 90 degrees anymore. Hello, half squatting. I have become what I hate. So I called the physical therapist that he recommended, and sorry, this cat hair is driving me nuts. They did get me in immediately. They got me in at last night at 5 p.m. and they spent about an hour and a half with me, manning physical therapy in Castle Shannon if anybody is in need. And he tested, internal rotation, external rotation, moving my hip into flexion and extension, and tested glute strength and core strength, and all of my range of motion and flexibility, and everything is fine. So he said if it wasn't for the x-rays, he would never know that I had this kind of issue. So that's good. The bad news is that he doesn't think there's really anything physical therapy can do for me. I'm already strong, flexible, and, basically continuing to lift has been my own physical therapy, I guess. And so he said we're basically just wasting time until I can get an MRI. But really there's nothing to be done. We can't unfuse those vertebrae without risking spinal damage or possibly needing to put in, rods in my spine or something like that, which I'm not willing to do. If I've been living with this for 20 years, I'm just going to continue. So if the MRI shows like a labrum tear or anything major like that, or impinged nerves, that's the other guess. It's not really a guess, that's probably what it is, because we couldn't find any motion that replicates the pain every time. So it's most likely that a nerve is getting pinched in certain positions. So then I guess I'll be getting like cortisone shots and things like that. So yeah, that is where I'm at for now. I haven't been to the gym in several days. Just kind of giving it a chance to heal and let the pain reduce a little bit, while I also spend a lot of time going to all these appointments. Yeah, so now the game plan is nothing that pushes my legs past 90 degrees, so hip to torso, 90 degrees. And so that means leg press, no like knees into armpits, squats, no ass to grass, nothing below parallel. Basically just watching everything I do leg-wise to not push the arthritis and damage any faster or farther than it already has been. And besides that, still 100% full steam ahead. Get my pro card as fast as possible next year. And hopefully what I'd like to do is roll into my first pro show immediately, just for the experience. And that way, should the pain continue and should this end my bodybuilding career, I will have accomplished my goals and I can move into coaching full-time, 100%. So that said, I am working on restructuring my business and reorganizing everything so that I will be able to take on more clients while still offering the same level of service. And my hope with that is that when I'm no longer a bodybuilder myself, that I can put all of that time and effort and intensity into being the absolute best coach out there. So I'm looking forward to growing my business, dipping my hands into some other things. I've started doing some social media marketing content for a company, which has given me a lot of insight into planning social media and filming and things like that. So that's a lot of fun. I was also on Paige's podcast today. I will link that if she has it up when I put this up. What else? And I started a round of business coaching, mentoring, so that I can continue to grow, come up with new ideas, come up with better processes. So that's all awesome and exciting, and I'm not going to let this get me down. So I'm going to let this roll into the fun part of the vlog, but if you stuck around and listened to me rant about my 21 or 20 plus year old injury that nobody ever caught, that's going to end everything for me, then thank you for listening. And thank you to everybody who's reached out to me and supported me. I appreciate all of the comments on Instagram, Facebook, places that I have already opened up about this. But I would like to state that I don't need anybody's opinion on whether or not I should continue to bodybuild until I get my pro card. I don't need opinions on whether or not I should do physical therapy or chiropractic or deep tissue or cortisone shots or, whatever it is. I don't need it. I know what I'm doing. I've talked to my orthopedic surgeon. I've talked to my physical therapist. We're all on the same page, and my plan is my plan, and that's what we're doing. And any other input, will not be accepted. So thanks a lot, guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Alright, so final product. I've got all my meals for Friday and Saturday. So I'll eat my first meal tomorrow at home. So I only have one meal for Saturday. And I'll eat my last meal at home on Saturday when I get home. And so I have 1 meal 6 for Friday and 2 of all my other meals. Got my big bags labeled. I'll take my pill box. It's full enough to get me through the weekend, so I don't need to refill it. And besides that, I've got Tupperware, fork, spoon, some water flavor. I've got a shaker cup for making my oats and whey in. And I've got my 6-pack bag ready to be packed. And I've got a potato.
Never gonna give in.
Good morning, guys. It's Thursday the 16th, and I'm trying to get ready to head to the Warrior Cup tomorrow to tan. But I wanted to show you, and yeah, we're decorating for Halloween early. Just let me have that. So I wanted to show you guys how ridiculous this is. I'm going to make this little corner my new office space, my workspace for handling clients, doing school, and all of that. So I started ordering things, right? And the first thing I ordered was a desk. It's gonna look a lot like my shelves here. It's gonna be the black metal and wood, and it's gonna have 2 shelves and then the actual desk, like in there. And so then I ordered the chair, and I ordered a light to hang up, and I ordered some books that I wanted, my iPad Pro, a little charging stand that will stand up on the desk. So I've ordered all of this stuff, and it's all here, except the desk. The desk was coming from New Jersey, like 1 state away, and somehow it took a trip to Illinois. So that's where it's at right now. And